What's up guys, Arctic here, and today I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the YouTube content ID claims that have been popping up. I know a number of YouTubers have already kind of discussed this, and Skyless and I actually talked about it on Frag Logic, episode 45. If you guys care to listen to that, I have it linked down in the description. We talk about a wide range of topics there anyway. And I kind of want to talk about how this maybe might affect my channel, might not. I don't know. I haven't really gotten too many content claims so far. I've had a couple pop up, but I guess I want to kind of talk about why this is happening. For the most part, I think for a lot of, I guess, gaming YouTubers, it came out of nowhere. Although, back in during the summer or something like that, Sundance from MLG, Major League Gaming, actually sent out a tweet saying that some content things would change for gaming come this time, like early next year. And you know, I was one of the few people I think that actually paid attention to that, because I actually tweeted him and was talking with T Martin on Twitter and Golden Boy, and you know, in that conversation of tweets, you know, I was like, I think I remember Sundance talking about it, and he just chimed in and said, yeah, I actually did mention that. So, you know, as of right now, what's kind of happening is, you know, you're getting content ID claims on, if you're a YouTuber and you're doing gaming, you might be getting content ID claims on some of your videos from various third parties, mostly from what I've seen based on my own claims. Maybe some first party or publishers might be thrown in there, like an EA, for example, or Activision, that is finding some bit of your gameplay. Most of the time it's songs over gameplay. So if you're doing like a Let's Play, for example, and you're in a cinematic and they're playing some type of ambient music, or, you know, there's some high octane stuff. GTA is a good example because all of that has like licensed music if you're rolling around in radio and got all that stuff on. So, you know, those are popping up as being claimed by third parties that develop the music, or in some cases, music labels themselves. And basically what that does is it removes your ads from your video, and then it inserts the third party's ads over your video, so then they make the money from your video that you created. Now, obviously with gaming, you know, you're not the owner of the IP. So, you know, I kind of listened to T Martin's video, and he talked about, you know, you don't own it, so therefore you don't have the rights to it. And, you know, there's obviously always, there's kind of like a debate, like you paid $60 for your product, you could do whatever you want to do with the disc other than burn it and give it to other people, which no one is really doing on YouTube. You're not buying that and then reselling it by distributing it, you know, through illegal purposes, in which case I think that then at that point in time you would get some type of either takedown or basically imposing on the developers or the publishers from their cut of the money, which is typically what you see with a lot of music industry stuff. So that was the kind of the parallel that I made in comparison, was the music industry to the game industry, and why you see so many of like the UMGs and the Sonys hitting up music so hard is because they don't want people pirating music. And with gaming, it's a little bit more difficult. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it's a little bit more difficult, and you rarely see that from YouTubers. They're monetizing content that is not their own, so to speak. They didn't create it, but the gameplay, the experience that you see is their own experience. This their unique take on a game. So in that respect, yes, you didn't create it. At the same time, you did create, you know, that particular play experience. And obviously, each person's play experience is going to be authentic, unique, and different. So there is a bit of gray. I think there needs to be some type of legislation, either from YouTube. I'm gonna go ahead and say the government, or you know, the developers, each and every single one of them, that stipulates whether or not you can monetize on their video content or not. And it's just that plain and simple. Be it the publishers, the developers themselves, because YouTube is a very good avenue for promoting other games in some senses, and or getting, you know, real life, real experience reviews from just average people. Like, I don't like this game, and they'll tell you why, versus you know, seeing a, I would say not necessarily paid, but I'm going to say endorsed review on a lot of other channels where, you know, they're given the game to review, like a Kotaku or a Polygon or an IGN. And I think a lot of people don't necessarily gravitate towards them because in some cases that doesn't feel as authentic as someone that's just an ordinary average Joe saying, hey, I don't like this game because of XYZ. And I think for those of the guys kind of monetizing that, they kind of feel a little slighted, right? You know, there's obviously some people making a living off of YouTube. I am not one of them. So, you know, for those that are, this is going to be a big change for them that will probably get sorted out relatively soon. But I'm hoping that it doesn't hurt a lot of the big guys too hard, because I know that they put a lot of effort into a lot of their videos. I know I put lots and lots of effort into, you know, creating content. And I don't do it necessarily for the money. I just do it because of a number of reasons. One, I feel like there's kind of like a competition for me internally where it's like I want to be the best at doing this type of video, this type of content. And the money is just, that's a supplemental income to, you know, my main job. I work in the industry, so it's not like I'm hurting for money or anything like that. I just enjoy making videos. The other aspect of it is interacting with people. I think that that's very important. That's something that I've always loved to do. And I think a lot of other YouTubers have built their channels, you know, interacting with people. So I think YouTube and Google, they need to really hone in specifically on the gaming community a little bit more than what they're doing, considering the #1 YouTuber, PewDiePie, is a gaming channel. And, you know, they probably have some type of leniency towards the big networks and big channels. But because they're not transparent in their processes, they could just literally do something like this that causes a huge rift within the community at any given point in time. And that could be detrimental to people that are making an income off of this. So, you know, kind of thinking about what needs to happen in the future. Obviously, I think there needs to be some type of written documentation about what flies and what doesn't, more so than what they do already, specifically for gaming, because the IPs and the content creators and who owns it is very unclear, and that needs to be clarified. I think that there needs to be something to help people where music claims are being brought up on channels that are doing Let's Plays, for example. Obviously, it's been suggested that if you're going to do Let's Plays, at least for the smaller channels, you probably want to mute all of the audio, literally everything in the game, if you're going to do Let's Plays from start to finish. That's the way it's just you talking or you showing your face or whatever while the game is playing and you just talking about the game. Now, obviously, that's going to be kind of harmful to what people expect from a Let's Play, because they want an authentic experience. They want to be in the scene, in the game with you. But that is obviously a potential avenue for a lot of people that have been doing Let's Plays. Mute the game audio and continue about your business. The flip side is, if you're doing Let's Plays, just go to Twitch. That seems to be, to me, what the obvious solution here is, because, or for the simple fact, I should say, because they are a platform that is for gamers. And for a lot of the bigger YouTubers, I think live streaming, if they can, if they have the capability, I know some people don't have the upload speed or whatever to do that, they need to think about how they can get on Twitch and get their content there, because that platform seems to be built around the idea of, one, supporting gamers, and two, being about games. More so than YouTube. YouTube isn't a destination for games. It is a byproduct of content creation from a whole wide range of people. So it's not for games, it's for people creating content. And that's where the discrepancy is. So if you're a gamer, they don't necessarily care about you, because they have hundreds of thousands of other channels that are huge that all do cooking or tech or I don't know, auto or whatever that they're doing that doesn't have anything to do with gaming, and they can still go about their business because there are millions and millions of people still interested in looking at that type of content. Now, if you hyper focus that and you go, okay, well, where can I really shine as a gamer and I can make money doing this, then Twitch, I think, is the obvious answer there. They have the subscription model, as I just said, and you make money from ads. So, you know, if you're in it for that avenue, I think Twitch is obviously the best place to go. They seem like they're kind of getting rid of storing a lot of that, so they probably won't have too many issues from copyright claims coming in the future, because all you get is your stream. If you want to save the stream, you can. I think you make money on that if people watch. If you don't want to save it, you can delete it. And then, you know, for the bulk of the big partners there, their money is coming from subscriptions or donations anyway. So seems like if you are interested in promoting Let's Plays and most types of gaming content that is currently getting flagged, it seems like Twitch would be the obvious avenue for you to pursue versus YouTube as of right now. So that's a potential option for a lot of people. And then obviously I think there's a lot of work that can be done with individual developers, that's small indie guys, and sometimes some publishers, and then gaming networks on YouTube. So Machinimas, the Yaush, Polaris, some of the other guys out there that could, you know, be beneficial in helping push this movement on YouTube and get, you know, more emphasis on what needs to be done in order for people to continue making money doing YouTube. In terms of what content will change on my channel, I can't really say that there will be that much. Like I said, there's not too many videos that I personally have gotten flagged. There's some ones that had some music on it, which is why I never really did montages. So a couple of montages got flagged. Some things that had gameplay audio, like music in it. Borderlands was one. There's like Quality Time with Christy that got flagged. There was a couple other videos. I can't really remember. Epic Iron Bots, which is again, so it's like a montage I made that had a song in it, and I needed to remove it or remove the audio, which is really cool that YouTube can do that now. There's a couple others. I want to say so far on my personal channel, maybe I've had 10 videos out of 1,200 that have been flagged. Now, I think there's a potential for more to be flagged as it kind of goes through this process, but as of right now, that's all that I've gotten hit with on my channel. Now, on the Amazing channel, I think there was probably like 5 or so, and I don't remember how many videos are over there, maybe 400, 500, but been very modest claims on my channel in terms of, you know, what could potentially change. I don't do Let's Plays, and when I do, I don't really post them over here. I just do them on Twitch. If I'm gonna do one, I did the Call of Juarez one, just kind of getting a feel for it. Didn't really seem like there was a whole lot of interest from you guys for me to do those. So, you know, when I do Let's Plays or playthroughs of games, I typically just stream it on Twitch. And sometimes I export it over to YouTube, but I really don't waste too much time doing that, because that's just not what my channel has been about. And, you know, because I work in the industry, I obviously have a lot of connections with a lot of publishers like EA or Activision or some of the other guys there, or I can find out very easily and say, hey, you know, what is up with this? And I just go through them directly versus, in some cases, I could go through Machinima too, because I know a lot of guys there. So, you know, having connections within your network or with the developers themselves is definitely beneficial. But for me, it's just normal stuff that I've been doing. And it's kind of, yeah, I could kind of see the writing on the wall, I think, you know, based off of all the content I kind of shifted from and starting to get back into with like doing reviews, being very focused on showing more than just games on my channel has always been really important to me. So, you know, it's just my normal everyday stuff for me personally. But I felt like I needed to kind of talk about it because it is a pretty big issue. And I know a lot of people are concerned with, how do I do this? What do I need to do? So hopefully there's a couple tips in there that could be useful for you guys. Obviously, there's a lot of changes going on in YouTube. Don't really think too much is going to change over on my channel. If it does, I'll update you guys again. But that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Hope you guys enjoyed this little video. Got some gameplay up of, I don't know, whatever, a couple of different games. This is a little bit longer. But yeah, till the next time, guys, I'll catch you later. Peace. Being an idle viewer is a crime, even if you're on mobile. If you enjoyed this video, or heck, thought it was shitty, give it a thumbs up or thumbs down. Either way, I love you. And if you really like my videos, make sure to subscribe. Later.